What's up, YouTube? Mr. Llama SC here, and today we are looking at some Diablo 2 Resurrected patch 2.4 balance changes in the PTR. So I believe this is the first time they've really come in and adjusted some of the balance of these things. We have seen them do a couple bug fixes, like the bosses needed to be fixed up because they were taking way too little damage and that sort of stuff. But now we actually have some slight balance changes, which they said they would do. They said over the course of the PTR, there will be a couple changes they'll make to some of the skills, items, things like that, whatever it is along the way. So let's dive in and let's take a look at what they got for us. Update on 2.3, that's today. General balance changes, class specific, and bug fixes. Content in red represents changes made recently. Newly added bug fixes can be found here. All right, well, okay, I guess we'll click that. Oh, this is the old thing. Hey, you should check out Mr. Llama SC. It's a good person to go check out, I've heard. Okay, so they literally added it into the main piece. Where's the red? Okay, Warcry's mana cost now only increases 0.75 per level instead of 1. Wow. Love this change. Because Warcry's mana cost gets so high when you're playing a Sing Barb and you're jamming all the points into it. It's like 25, 30 mana, whatever it is, per shout. And you run out of mana. You can't even keep up with it if you're holding like Spirit and you're jamming your super mana potion and all of that. You'll still shout out faster than you actually can regen. Yeah, it goes to like 40 plus actually. I mean, it's disgustingly high. And for a barbarian, it also is really rough because you're going to have to, what am I saying? You're going to have to like put points in energy or something. And then, but they're like 1 mana per point in energy. So it's just like, what do you do? I don't know. I think it's still going to be high, but once again, I'm always down with erring on the side of caution. I think 0.6 or something would actually be like the best way to do it, but I'm totally cool to leave it at like 0.75 here, do some testing, see how it goes. We've seen your feedback. The mana cost for Warcry is too high compared to how it performs. We want to try out a modification to its mana cost and see how that affects its cost effectiveness. I do think this is good, though. I think this is a really good change and will increase the DPS as you're playing through the game, as you'll get more shouts off and not have to do the waiting in between to shout every time in between the mana potions and stuff. So I like that. Darn, nothing to double throw, nothing to leap, nothing to a lot of that stuff. I thought there would be more changes in all of there. Let's see. Nothing here. Shape-shifting. The previous logic for shape-shifting and attack speed has been restored. The new logic remains in place, and whichever resulting calculation is faster is the one that will be used in an attack. That actually sounds worse in terms of trying to figure out what is best, though. It was not our intent to nerf Werebear and Werewolf as a result of changes to attack speed. Our end goal is to allow the player to fully realize the fantasy of a fast Werewolf or a slower but hard-hitting Werebear. We're evaluating what the best solution for this is, but in the meantime, our hope is by utilizing both systems and always choosing the fastest speed calculation, we get the best of both worlds, whereas a buff in some situations and a status quo in others. I do just feel like this is going to be more confusing. Like, because they had the 2 parts, right? They were like, 1, we want to make it easier for players to understand, and 2, we want it to be, changed from that system or whatever. And I was cool with the change from the system, but I thought, or the way they changed I didn't like, but I thought the idea of making it less confusing was good. Now it kind of goes back to being more confusing. There's like another layer of complexity because it's going to choose whichever one is faster. So you have to kind of like now math out both of them and then pick the faster one. It's going to auto pick the fastest, but when you're trying to theory craft, you might have to pick which one you think is faster. But maybe this is just their Band-Aid fix. I still believe the old system is fine with the idea of just massively speeding up the attack speed of like the base forms so that they can hit some new breakpoints that'll be good, you know, get back down to the other ones. But you know what? Let's at least take note that they heard that we were very upset with it, and attack speed has been brought back. And we also do get slightly faster attack speed for maybe some like early weapons, you know, like you pick up like a double axe or something on an early shapeshift without any attack speed boost. I don't know. Whatever it is. So that at least is nice. Okay. Raven. The number of hits of Raven reduced from 12 to 5 and no longer increases per level. Restored to original value. Wait, so does this mean they do go back to 12? Reduce the damage gain for skill ranges 2 to 8, 9 to 16, and 17 to 22. We hope by restoring the original Raven hit functionality and reducing the damage scaling at early levels, we hope to correct any damage reductions caused by our original balance changes while also ensuring that Raven isn't doing too much damage at early levels. We hope that by restoring the original Raven... So you gain a hit per level. Man, that is not written well. Reducing the damage scaling at early levels. I mean, Ravens were very, very strong early on. Like, they could play through the game very, very, very well. We also hope to correct any damage reductions caused by our original balance changes. I don't think there was damage reduction caused by that. While also ensuring we isn't doing too much at early levels. 2 to 8, 9 to 16, 17, and 22. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still not exactly sure what's happening here. Number of hits is back up, I guess. So you aren't casting them super short hits. But Ravens used to blind enemies. So that's are they blinding again? And then they have damage gain on their skills. I don't know. We'll have to go test that. Interesting. Okay. Moving on. Any more for mages? Nope. Holy fire. Oh, they've crossed it out. Oh, so they've gotten rid of this. So no longer does it scale based on the distance of the enemy to the caster for any of these three. That's a little sad. I kind of liked those things. Damage scaling now increased to 70%. Resist fire synergy increased to 18%. I mean, it still honestly seems like it'll be fine. Like, I still think that's going to be totally fine. I'm curious why they removed this scale. That's definitely something. We'll have to run around and see what it looks like now. Needs new testing for sure. I'm okay. I know some of you guys are going to complain. Once again, I'm okay that I can't just run around and an entire screen blows up because of an aura. I'm good with that. I mean, even when I had like a Tesladin that I would run around with before, it didn't work like that, you know? Like, you would go in and still be like zealing and meleeing and all of this, right? It wasn't just silly. Yeah, I kind of wish Holy Freeze had a little buff there. The distance scaling mechanic was interesting. I'm very shocked that is removed. I don't care about the price, guys. I don't care if it needed 5,000 high runes. There's no amount of high runes or no cost where I think it's a fun mechanic to have in a game to just stand and a whole screen blows up. Make me interact with the game, do some herding of monsters, get some whatever stuff, blah blah blah. Okay, we don't need to fight it. That's my opinion. You can have your own opinion on it. Sanctuary also got that. We felt our original changes to Holy Fire made it too strong at higher levels. Additionally, the new area damage scaling on these auras had greater benefits than we originally intended. We are removing them for now. Okay. So they might be bringing it back maybe like 100 to 150% or something. Something like that. Damage each AoE damage aura will have increased. Okay. Also, we saw that Holy Fire should scale, but oh no, okay, so that still exists. There's a lot of like cross stuff out. Oh, they crossed that piece out. Got it. It's hard to read this sometimes. You can now spawn multiple Hydras on controller when holding the button down. That's good. Oh, wow. Firebolt synergy and Fireball synergy have been restored to 3%. Interesting. So Hydra's getting slightly nerfed again. I mean, their damage was pretty baller, I'm not going to lie. But it's a little sad. It didn't feel like it was OP baller. We'll have to go test some Hydras as well. All right, let's see. Anything to mercenaries? No. Rune words? No. Sets, levels, general. We are looking what? There you go. Looking at player feedback concerning throwing barbs and discussing potential options. In the meantime, increasing throwing item quantity across the board seemed like a reasonable quality of life change. Arrow and bolt max quantity increased to 500. Throwing weapon quantity has been increased by 50%. Javazon's just got buffed. I know, right? Sneaky Javazon buff in here. Okay. That's big. That's big right there. I don't know if Arrow and Bolt needed it personally. I mean, I don't hate it. I'm fine with it. Throwing weapon quantity increased by 50%. Is 50% going to be enough on the lower stuff, though? I still think of, like, the playthrough of the game character. I don't know. I still feel like there needs to maybe some more... I still like the idea of a replenish or something on the skill. But who knows? That's interesting. Fixed an issue where Cloak of Shadows defense calculation was incorrect. Seems good to note. And, oh, that's it. It's just down at the bottom. And that's all that they changed so far. Huh. Okay. Definitely some more testing to do. I think we need to test today because some of that seems good. Some of that seems a little sad. A little disappointed maybe, but... You know, I'm sad the Hydra's down, but I mean, once again, the Hydra was pretty strong, and maybe leveling with it was just like really strong, you know? Who knows? But we will go test today. GG YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Mwah! Love to hear your thoughts down below. Peace, everybody. Also, remember, let's just be respectful. You can say you don't like things without being mean to developers or me or anybody. Okay, bye guys.